Okay, I think this sounds better. I just rebooted my computer. Seems to maybe have done something. I really have no idea what the issue actually was, but I think this did it. So just let me know in the chat if this sounds any better. And we'll take it from here. You know, honestly, it's not the end of the world. I was planning on just having a very short class today anyway, so this isn't actually the worst thing that could have happened. Certainly annoying, but I can think of worse things happening than this. Oops! Oh my gosh, having some serious. I'm feeling maybe a little rusty. Uh, Usually I'm pretty, like, I feel like I'm doing okay. Yeah, usually I feel like, oh, okay, 10 out of 10, perfect. Okay, it's working now, great. Yeah, I have no idea what was going on there. I just restarted. Okay, so I'm gonna post this today. I know that I've been talking about posting it for some time now. What can I say? I didn't do it, but I did do it now. So it should be available very shortly. So I put together quite a few questions, and I'm not going to get you to do all of them, but I would like you to do a good portion of them. So I'm not going to lie, this is super long. It's something like 20 pages or 22 pages. I don't want you to do all of these. Oops. So a couple things to note here. So there are tons and tons of different types of questions. The reason I didn't sort of like cut it down to just be a couple of pages is because if there is a topic that you're sort of struggling with, it is important to have the opportunity to keep practicing these problem types, right? Like if there's like a single problem that you have really struggled with, and it took you like 10 minutes just to get this one problem, or maybe even like 30 or 40 minutes to get this one problem, and then finally you get it, and if there's no other problems that are similar to it, then you're kind of robbing yourself of the opportunity to keep practicing. So this is a nice long worksheet. If there are some questions that you're struggling with that I've assigned, then I would recommend trying other ones that are similar to it. So I'm gonna just kind of give you a bit of a tour of this assignment, or sorry, it's not so much an assignment as more of a homework set. So I'm just gonna give you a little tour of it. I accidentally mistitled it, so when I post it online, I'll give it the correct title. I called it Sequences in Series here. Not sure why. I think I just copy and pasted just part of another assignment. Anyway, so we start off just with a few like true and false questions. I think these are really good questions. Just kind of a basic like check, make sure that you're doing okay with this stuff. Like you can actually get a bit of a start to it. After that, not sure if, I don't know why, but the chat doesn't seem to be displaying on my screen, but that's okay. As long as you can see me, I think that's okay. Anyway, so that's the first one. There's a few questions about explaining some things that I'd like you to do. And then here's the first set of like a whole bunch of questions. And for these types of questions where it's like, what is this? This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. This is 14 questions. I don't want you to do all 14. What I'll do is I'll sort of say, okay, I'll get you to do like maybe this one and this one and this one and this one. So kind of just spreading them out because a lot of these are really similar. Like this question is very similar to this question. The only difference is that here we're asking for the square, x squared is 4 and x cubed is 4. So they're very similar questions. So I don't want you to do like all 14 of these. I just want you to do a selection. But if there's one or two that you struggle with, then I'd like you to keep trying some until you feel confident in them. Here's some more solving for x. You'll notice that all of these ones are equal to 3, and all of these ones are equal to -3. So keep that in mind. I'll probably get you to do all of these because they're all so similar, and we're kind of looking for a bit of a pattern here. So keep that in mind. So simplify, and how about why don't I sort of circle these as we go, and that way I don't have to sort of redo all this work. So I'm going to get you to do all of 1, all of 2, all of 3. I'll get you to do these 4 questions. For question 5, I'm going to get you to do all of it. For question 6, we're going to simplify some of these. We're not going to do all of them. I'll get you to do the first one. This is a good one here. I'll get you to do that one. Number 5. And let's see, how about number 10 as well? Okay. By the way, I'll have the solutions online very shortly. Okay, so for question 7, here we're simplifying. All of the variables represent positive numbers. So let's do this one. I like that. Let's do this one here, and I'll get you to do this one here. So those questions there. And when I'm finished sort of telling you which questions we're going to do, I'll make a nice little list for you to follow. So simplify. Assume that the variables represent real numbers. Okay, so let's do, I think I'm going to get you to do this one here and this one here. I like these 2 questions. And I'll get you to do, how about this one and this one. Okay, there's a bunch of questions for you. Rewrite as a single radical. I think I'll just get you to do I'll get you to do 2 of these. That's good. And I want you to do this explain one. So why does that need an absolute value? And why does this one not need an absolute value? Okay, so here's some more simplifying questions. So I'll just get you to do maybe 2 of these. So how about these 2? These are good questions here. And then a volume question. Definitely get you to do that one there. Okay, so solve for x. Let's see here. I'll get you to do these 2. These are good questions here. And I'll get you to do these 2. Okay. Change the radical to simplest radical form. So here we're simplifying radicals. So who's here? It looks like there's 13 people here. So that's a good proportion of the class. Simplest radical form. Okay, so we're simplifying things. So here's one there. I'll get you to do the first one. I'll get you to do maybe a slightly more complicated one, and then I'll get you to do a much more complicated one. There you go. Okay, so we're going to express in simplest radical form. So again, we're simplifying more. This time there's a few more variables involved. So I'll get you to do the first one as a bit of a warm-up. I'll get you to do a more complicated one, and then here's another more complicated one. Okay, here we are. We're going to write this one as an entire radical, and we're approaching halfway. This is about a third of the homework set. And keep in mind, this isn't going to be like due tomorrow. This is what we're going to be working on for pretty much the whole week. So we'll kind of do section by section. There's really only one more topic in radicals that we haven't talked about, which is radical equations. So this, you can kind of think of this week as sort of like a review of radicals. So let's do, I'll write this as an entire radical. That's a good one. How about this one too? So just 2 of those. And for these ones, we're just figuring out which one is greater and which one is lesser. So how about these 3 questions here? And I'll do some negatives as well. Okay. This one, again, we're doing an entire radical, this time with variables. And I'll just get you to do a couple of those. And this one, we're going to express each radical in simplest terms. So let's do, how about this one and this one, okay? Oh, this is a nice little word problem. So we've got a cube-shaped box, and we're looking at the length of each side. So that's a good question. And here's some more simplifying. Now I think that we're about halfway. So let's simplify these guys. We'll do that one, and we'll do that one, and do one hard one. How about this one? Oops. We'll do that one as well. Okay, so find the perimeter. Okay, so these are good questions because it kind of mixes geometry and radicals. So I'll do this one, and ooh, how about that one? That one I think we might need the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, number 24. Okay, so we're a little bit past halfway now. So we're going to simplify each of these. So here's some more simplifying questions, and I'll do these two. So nothing too serious, and maybe one more. I'll do this one as well. Okay, we'll simplify each expression. So all variables represent positive numbers. So let's do the first one. I always like to do the first one. And maybe we'll do this one as well, and this kind of tricky looking one down here. That looks good. And these sort of geometry questions, I want you to do all of them. So these are all very nice looking questions. So we're going to simplify. Here's some more simplifying questions. So that's a good one. That's another good one. And I like that one. And finally, we'll do that one. Okay, we're going to determine the restriction on the radical equation. Now, this is stuff that we haven't done yet. This is the radical equations that I was just talking about. So we've got this right here. I'm going to get you to do that one. And I'll get you to do that one as well. And I think we're almost done here. Oh, I don't know why it says 3 there. Anyways, we'll do this. And we'll do that one. So we're looking for each product. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and this is, yeah, here we're solving for radical equations. So we'll get you to do that one. And this one here. And this one here. Okay. Oh, and you know what? Why don't we do this tricky one here? Okay, so we're going to find each product. So this is one that I think we could do now. So we're just multiplying radicals together. So we'll get you to do a couple of questions from here. And I think this is a good one here. And yeah, so this one we actually kind of have to do by hand. You actually have to do this, you know, quote unquote, the long way. There's a similar question coming up where you do it all in your head, and I'll sort of talk about that in a minute. Getting closer. So this I'll get you to do this one. So we're just either multiplying or dividing here. I'll get you to do that first one. I'll get you to do the second one, and I'll get you to do this one, and I'll get you to do one tricky one. How about this one here? There we go. Okay, and this is Hurons Formula. I want you to take a look at Hurons Formula. And then here we have some rationalizing of denominators, so that's good. So here's that, and this one. Okay, that's good. And we're going to just do a couple simplifying ones. And keep in mind, not all of these can you simplify. Some of them you actually cannot simplify. And we're very close to being at the end here. I think this is the second last page. This is what I was talking about before. So here we're mentally finding each product, and we're going to assume that all of these variables are positive. So, so these ones, these are all going to be a difference of squares. So we'll talk a little bit about those in the coming days. And this is the last page. Here we're rationalizing the denominator a little bit more. Here we go. And here we're going to square each expression. and I'll just get you to do a couple of those. So I'm a little concerned because I think that those might actually be out of order by accident. Let me just double check. If they are, all that'll be kind of my kind of a problem. You don't have to worry about it. Looks like no, these are actually all in correct order. 1.5, 1.6. Yeah, I guess these are actually in order. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to make a little list of, so yeah, it's 22 pages, and like I said, it looks like it's quite long, and you know, I'll be honest, I did assign quite a few of these questions, but I'm not going to get you to do them all today. I would like you to do them kind of throughout the week. So for today, what I'm going to get us to do is I'm going to get us to do just the first few questions, and I'm going to post this on the website, so stay tuned on the website to see what kind of questions I'm going to post for today. Yeah, so stay tuned on that. I think that's really all I wanted to talk about for this assignment, and we're going to wrap it up in just a couple minutes here. I do wish I had a little more time because we did have a bit of a late start due to the technical difficulties. Anyways, there's just a couple of things I want to talk about. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is, and I don't know why this is not working. Just want to see, like, the chat doesn't seem like there's, doesn't seem like anyone is in the chat, but it looks like 14 people are watching. Okay, oh, here's the chat. I guess you guys are just being quiet. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh yes, the assignment. The assignment from March break. So I still have not received the assignment from everybody. So that poses kind of a bit of an issue. I think there's maybe just a couple people who haven't handed it in yet. And the problem with that is that it prevents me from posting solutions and giving sort of more detailed feedback. So I did think that it's important that everyone, you know, gets to see their grade and to see what they got. But I can't give like solutions or corrections or anything like that when people haven't handed it in. It's really important that you hand your assignments in, otherwise you get a 0 on them, right? So I'm still waiting for a couple of assignments. I know that a few of you asked to see your solutions or to see which questions you got wrong, and that's a really good question. I'm glad you're asking that, but I can't tell you until I get all of the assignments. So I've received sorry, I already said that. I've completed the solutions and I'm just waiting to put them online until I get them from everybody. So I'm going to say that the end of this week is the absolute hard deadline because that's when report cards are due, so there's really not much I can do about that. So I'll post the solutions on Friday, and then you can go through the solutions and see where you went wrong. And I do have to say that this has been a learning experience for me in terms of marking a digital assignment. I've never done this before, so I really would have liked to use Google Classroom in kind of a more dynamic way. In that, I wish that I could have just used Google Classroom, because you can actually give like check marks and things like that, and really give some good feedback, and, you know, give half marks and stuff. So if you showed some work, then you could do that. But because I didn't use just Google Classroom, and I also used my website, and I had the same form, it just didn't work out in such a way that I could use your work. And I know that everyone posted their solutions and everything, and their work. So basically what I did is I looked through your your answers, and that was like if you got the right mark, then you got the right mark, and I just didn't bother looking at your solutions. But if you had something that was a little bit funky and it seemed like you were on the right track, then what I did is I looked at your solutions and kind of saw where I could give you any kind of half marks, and then I just sort of totaled that up. So definitely not an ideal way of marking an assignment, but again, like I said, I'm learning, so I'm hoping that you can be patient with me. If you have kind of any suggestions about how I can mark it in the future, please let me know. And I can see in the chat people are asking if we can if they can get their math grade. I can definitely do that this week. I'll post your grade in Google Classroom. I guess again, I'm learning how to do Google Classroom as we go. I think the easiest way for me to do that is to make sort of a fake assignment. And the assignment it'll be blank, but I'll return your work, and when I return it, I'm just going to be giving you your grade as basically like an assignment out of 100, and that would just be your percentage grade. So yeah, I'll do that later this week. For now though, I'm going to post this assignment on our website. So go download it. I'm not going to get you to do this whole thing in one day, but I am going to get you to do maybe the first couple of pages in the first day. So take a look at the website, and I will I'll post this PDF, and I'll also post a list of questions that I'd like you to work on for today. So I'm going to sign out now. It's 11 o'clock. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and that you stayed safe over Easter or Passover, whatever you celebrated, or maybe you just kind of had a chill weekend by yourself, kind of hanging out with your fam. Anyway, I will sign out now, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So have a good one. Bye-bye.